Here's Brody Brazil.
You know, the main topic of conversation surrounding the Los Angeles Dodgers in the last year is basically this: how much money they're investing into their team and what they're getting out of it. Players like Shohei Ohtani and now Blake Snell this offseason, and obviously winning a World Series to cap off the end of last season. But that's all on the field stuff. Have you actually seen what they've been doing over at Dodger Stadium? Let me show you this. The aerial view is incredible. Look at the field. It's all ripped up. Yeah, some of the typical repairs, the off-season stuff is happening too, in the stands and fixing a roof here or there, and a lot of the off-season maintenance, but oh my goodness, that is a huge trench up the first and third base lines. You can see the outfield is all covered, big mounds of dirt right there. A lot of construction to the tune of an estimated $100 million for the Dodgers to add new clubhouses on the home and visitor side of this ballpark. And the images here we're showing you are from John Kay, who runs a YouTube channel, tremendous drone footage of a lot of Los Angeles sports construction sites. So make sure you check out John's YouTube channel. But phenomenal angles here. And I don't think people initially understand like how deep those trenches are. You've seen the thumbnail of this video. I mean, it's my estimate here that that's about 40 feet deep right there. When you look at some of the tractors and some of the ladders that are out here, and eventually you're going to see that there's like 2 layers, maybe 2 stories deep. They have dug down deep up the first and third base lines here. It's also incredible to see this. I mean, the graphics on the field for the World Series and on top of the dugouts, they didn't even bother to take those off. Spray those off. Look at LA behind home plate. The field, I mean, it looks meticulously maintained still. It's clearly not. And the grass isn't even dead. I imagine they're not putting any water on it. They're going to take care of this entire playing surface and totally redo it before the start of next season. But it's amazing right now that they just started digging and cutting up and down the left and right field lines. And for my guess here, because the Dodgers have not publicized anything they're doing. They've not really talked about this. And usually when a team does a stadium upgrade or a renovation project or something for their players in the clubhouse, usually they want to share. They want to put that out there. They want to show renderings and videos and images, and I haven't seen any of that. The Dodgers have kind of been hush-hush about what they're doing. The real only thing we know is that these are clubhouse upgrades and maybe about $100 million, and they're doing it on both sides of the field. Obviously, the third base side is the Dodgers dugout. First base side is the visiting team, and they're taking care of both sides. So you see those big trenches on both sides of Dodger Stadium, and it appears like what they will be doing here is maybe making stairs that go down here, and then the clubhouse area is going to be totally expanded underground in like foul and a little bit of fair territory. But that is a ton of space. Oops, I almost droned myself there. A ton of space. It's also interesting here, and there's a couple other things I wanted to point out. What is that? There's a big, almost like elevator shaft trench that's dug in like a square. I don't know how deep that is right there, but that's kind of interesting. Also, this trench here between the pitcher's mound and the first base dugout, usually there's some kind of irrigation, like there's a main sprinkler head behind the pitcher's mound there. Who knows exactly what's going on there, or do they need water? Clearly the construction team and crew, they know exactly what they're doing there. But yeah, they have dug this out to perfection. They're probably going to put some retaining walls there, some retaining walls there, build all of this in, and then cover it up back with the field. It's pretty amazing, again, that all of this is going on. Not too many people know this is happening inside the field unless you actually get this perspective. Hard to really figure out what exactly initially is going in there. But yeah, the amenities here are going to have to be first class, and a stadium like Dodger Stadium, which is one of the longest tenured in all of Major League Baseball, probably was well deserving of these upgrades. It's kind of tremendous to see this level and this scale of work happening at a ballpark in an offseason where they only have a couple months to get this done. I mean, by March, all of this has to be wrapped up. And one final look here at the perspective. And yeah, they're also doing some other things, I guess, with tarps over those seats. You can kind of see a tarp on the roof there on that fifth deck. Is that the 1, 2, 3, fourth deck, I guess? Fourth or fifth deck up there? Maybe it was the fifth if you count that bottom one. But they're always doing work on the stadium. That comes as no surprise. But this level of detail, in addition to what they did out here in the center field area, making that new entrance for about 40% of Dodger fans. By the way, 40% of Dodger fans enter the stadium through the center field gates. So they really improved that entire area. I think it was 3 years ago. Now they're working on the clubhouses and those huge trenches which currently exist at Dodger Stadium. So let me get to some details here and then ultimately some takeaways. As I said in the video, Dodger Stadium is only behind Fenway and Wrigley as the third oldest stadium in all of Major League Baseball. I love the fact that they're keeping it up. They're maintaining it. It's always been clean. It's almost kind of always been Disneyland-ish, where it's old and it's dated, but it's so well kept up that it kind of feels new and fresh, and it doesn't feel the age that it is. I also mentioned that they've done multiple rounds of off-season work, really across the last dozen years, that center field pavilion, but they changed all the seats out a handful of years ago. Yeah, it was 2021, that center field entrance, it was reimagined with the pavilion area. That was largely also to accommodate the All-Star game, which they did a couple years ago. And now here in 2024, $100 million to upgrade the clubhouses and common areas, and this will be done on target, they say, for the start of the 2025 season. Some deeper thoughts here, though. Again, this is the Dodgers. This is Los Angeles. They're wheeling and dealing with their players. They're making big moves. Why wasn't there a lot of publication on this? Why haven't we seen the renderings? Why haven't we seen the boasting? Maybe they're not ready to do that. Maybe that stuff isn't finalized yet. Maybe they've been busy winning a World Series. I have no clue. Typically, though, you find out more information about this before you actually see it happen. The Dodgers also continue on this insane spending spree, and I suppose they're making a ton of money right now with attendance and ratings and advertising, and the Ohtani money is coming back in. Again, he's a prime player. He helps them sell tickets and win games, but also get sponsorship deals, endorsement deals, not just individually for him, but also for the team that gets to show ads behind the plate every time he's up at bat. So they're turning around and spending a lot, and as much as people don't like the deferred aspect of their spending, I mean, they're investing right back in their product and now their situation for the players and also the fans. So the payroll and then this is only $100 million, but still a tremendous amount of upgrades and improvements. This project and the amenities that it brings, whatever they look like, I guarantee it's going to be attractive to potential future Dodger players. Like if they're going out and courting free agents, I mean, number one, they can say, we just won the World Series. But then number two, they can say, oh, by the way, this is what your home clubhouse looks like. This is what your locker is going to look like. These are the new amenities that we have for Dodger players at Dodger Stadium. And then lastly, as a stadium connoisseur like myself, I'm just glad to see a team reinvest in something that's always been good to them, has always been kind of traditional as part of the Dodger experience. I'm glad to see Dodger Stadium get renewed life instead of all the talk about, well, we need a new stadium and it needs to be closer to this or somewhere else. Yeah, I get it. The parking situation and being on that hill, it's not a great spot. But the Dodgers keep investing in this because it's, in reality, the only home that they're going to have for the very near future. They've already put a ton of money into it. They want to keep it iconic. So, like the Dodgers, hate the Dodgers, wherever you stand, I think you at least have to respect the fact that they continue to pump in money and invest in something that's always been their home and good to them, as opposed to all the different variables out there of threatening relocation and trying to get city and county money. They're not doing any of that. They're trying to do this the right way. So again, you got to respect that. Just wanted to share those photos. I thought that image, the imagery of what it looks like right now, it kind of blew me away when I first saw it, and I just wanted to make sure all of you saw it too. That's the end of this video. Thumbs up down below. I would greatly appreciate that. Helps me and this video and this channel. And also while you're down there, take one quick second. If you're not subscribing already, I would love if you did that right now. That way I definitely get to see you back here next time.